I used to be a pretty good. Really enjoy my beer when I was in Washington, but that was before I converted. So, but then
So you're not allowed to drink at all?
nope, no coffee, no
No coffee.
alcohol,
Oh my gosh, shoot
no
yourself.
alcohol, no tobacco or drugs. So yeah,
It's like, oh, obviously drugs. It's like you can't drink, you can't have tobacco, you can't have coffee.
you can chew
Oh, it's
heroin.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You can do lines of coke. That's fine. That's fine too.
But it's
Although
got to be pure.
there's actually in Utah, there's actually a big opiate addiction problem. It's
Among LDS or just in general?
in general, but it's pretty much inferred that it's because of the LDS culture. Like there's a increase in suicide rates in youth,
Yeah.
stuff like that, and it's all indicative of like, hey, we have a lot of LDS members here, so
Right. Right. Exactly. And it's the whole you don't touch that button.
yeah, and
Don't
porn
do it.
as well. Porn as well. Like we're up there as in terms of porn consumers too. So
The more you don't want, you're not allowed to do something. The more you want to do it.
yeah, and you just have to hide it better, that's one of the things that like really got me. Like it's like they're just it's just like hypocritical, just like any other religion, right? Like any like Catholics and whatever. So I mean, I'm a spiritual guy myself. Like I always align. I think I align myself to Christianity, and I do, but I don't think I feel like so LDS. Their thing is we have the whole truth. We have the whole thing, and we have the truth of the gospel.
Yeah.
I'm like, I agree that none of the religions out there really have the whole truth, but you don't have it either.
Right. Right. I fully believe they all have a little piece of it.
Agreed. And I think
Oh, it's like I grew.
I grew a couple inches.
I grew 2 inches talking to you, baby.
So it's like, I believe like I think it's
The children are our future.
I think you just gotta do your own thing. Like you have your own belief in it, and just try to follow as close as possible. Like, because I think once you get to organized religion, that's where it breaks down.
Yep.
Because when power comes, the power is really what kills it. Like when someone has that power, then
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
That's right. And you don't have to have absolute power. You just have a little bit, and you'll use it as much as you can. So,
like
and abuse it. Actually, this Pope's not bad. I actually like this Pope.
Not. I think
really,
absolutely not. If you really read some of the stuff he said, it's like, dude, you're the Pope, and you said that.
Like, well, you gotta make sure he said it. Some of these things that some people like put on those memes or whatever.
No, it wasn't a meme. He said it. He said,
okay.
I can't quote it right now.
But what was it about?
Yeah,
You still there, Johnny? You there? Yeah, you're all frozen.
Well, for the record, for the audience out there, I did that to him the other day. I stood there and froze and didn't say anything, and he thought that he was frozen.
In my defense, you were having internet issues or bandwidth issues, so I thought you were stuttering.
And all I did was, and I did the hand thing. I was like, and you're like, hello, Mike? I don't know what it was. I can let you know. I can look it up and tell you. I don't know offhand right now.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I just think like, at least I'm not sure what you exactly you read, what was written or what you read, but at least the impression I got, at least I feel like he's putting people ahead of the religion, which is good. Like the business of religion. So it's basically his I guess I feel like his overarching theme is, just be good, be Christ-like, be, just follow the footsteps of the Bible, right? And then that's almost like, love God and love your. It's like the greatest 2 commandments, right? Love God above everything else and love your neighbor as yourself, and that's you'll do fine. So,
right. Well, hey, you know what? Hitler liked puppies and kids too. That didn't make him a good guy.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how puppies and kids have to relate to.
No, what I'm saying, you could have some good points about you and be a devil behind the scenes, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're really doing it and you're in earnest in your heart, then it's kind of hard to mess that up, right?
Maybe he's Lemony Snicket's. He looks like him a little bit. Or Baron, whatever his name is. What's the guy's name in Lemony Snicket's? Baron something?
Oh, not really. I thought he looked like the guy from Game of Thrones.
I don't watch it.
Oh, never mind. Then you suck.
Yeah, I'm one of those 10 people that don't watch it.
Why don't you want to watch it?
I didn't say I don't want to watch it. I just never did. Because I'm afraid it'll take my whole life up now that it's 8 seasons in or 7, whatever it is. Like once I start, I'm not going to stop.
Yes. So my friend, my friend is a returned missionary, and she returned from mission, and I let her on my system because I have everything, right? So, and then she's like, oh, I don't know if I should watch Game of Thrones because it's risque, whatever, and stuff like that. Like, just watch it, you get hooked. Just skip over the risque parts, right? And I think a few days she finished like all the seasons. Like she just marathon watched that through the whole thing. Like that's all she could talk about for months on end. So
You're not at the church though.
No. Yeah, she wouldn't. Yeah, if you're a member, yeah, you don't usually talk about that. Actually, before I got right after I got converted, actually, I was going to sacrament meeting. I was just BSing with one of the other members, and
let me guess, you slipped.
What do you mean? I slipped
and said something you shouldn't have?
Oh no, well I brought up, hey, because they say, oh, I watched, they watch Walking Dead and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, you watched Game of Thrones? And it's like as if I said like a swear word or something like that. So I'm like, you can watch, I think
Walking Dead better.
I guess it's because it's got 10 people. I mean, like, I guess they kill each other too, but like, you know what it is? Actually, you could kill each other, and that's fine and dandy. But at least you can't have sex on TV. Because that's just wrong.
But what weren't they masters of polygamy at one time?
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. That's what they did. They pushed it. Oh man, that's just a whole other story, man. That's just,
you got a lot of sister wives out there still.
No, not me. But
no, obviously not you, bro. I think you got like the dog, the cat, and 6 women in the closet.
I think. Well, although there's still some groups, the fundamentalists, the FLDS. They're around here in Utah as well. I think down south more, but they still do the polygamy thing, so they still push that. But now the mainstream LDS, they've since changed their mind about that.
Yeah, I tell my wife, I'm like, you're enough of a headache. I don't need another one.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that show, Sister Wives?
No, but did you watch Big Love?
Huh?
Big Love was the show with what's his name from Chet from Weird Science. What the heck was his name that died?
What?
Dude, it was on Showtime or HBO. It was called Big Love. How did you not know that? That was like the biggest.
Oh, it's FLDS. Yeah, Big Love. I didn't have Showtime. Of course,
Bill Paxton.
Yeah, he's on here. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the biggest show ever for a while. I was before the Sister Wives reality show and stuff.
Oh, was it?
No, I don't watch it. My wife watched it for like a couple seasons. I'm like, yeah, you're on your own with that. I ain't watching that.
Yeah, they're FLDS. It even says on the wiki that the characters are part of the fundamentalist Mormon family, which is FLDS.
You're talking about Sister Wives?
No, Big Love.
Oh, Big Love. Yeah, no, that they're like big with a commune or whatever you call it, and where there's one head dude that's like 97 and has like 16-year-old wife.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's I mean, that still happens around here. So,
I mean, what's his name did do it himself.
Joe Smith.
Found it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So he even married like a 15-year-old, something like
Yeah.
that. He had a lot, and he always had he even said that like, oh, if I don't do this, yeah, an angel came down and with a flaming sword and said, if you don't marry me, he's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Because that's what he's gonna do. That's what God like is gonna do to you,
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna
Like,
use that excuse with my wife.
yeah.
Did you have sex with this woman? There was a flaming sword.
Yeah.
There was a bottle of vodka and a flaming sword, and I said, you know what? I got to do what I got to do.
Right. You don't want to die, right?
Right. Exactly.
But
what a way to come up with it. That's got to be
Yeah.
the best line in all of history about getting caught cheating.
It's like, hey, baby.
But aren't you married? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Me and God talked. We're good.
We're good.
I got this under control.
Yeah. I like that whole thing's kind of messed up too. That whole, the seeing stones and stuff like that, and the plates, and it's really fun. And then this is one of the criticisms I have of the church too, is that they have a lot of paintings, a lot of places, even in their manuals, they have pictures of Joseph Smith translating from the plates. But he didn't translate from the plates. He translated from the seer stone in the hat.
Yeah.
But now that's becoming more into light, and that this age of data now that we're in and information, they're really having a hard time keeping up, because it's like now they're like, oh no, we always said it was the stone in the hat, the seer stone in the hat. You just kind of thought it was the golden plates, but then why do you have the picture of him in the golden plates in your manual, for the missionaries?
It's like a little kid. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
no, you didn't.
It's all gaslighting. It's all gaslighting.
Yeah, exactly.
So I try not to go too. I try not to speak out too much of it, because like my friends are still members, and
you're trying to be respectful.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I mean, we could always talk crap about Scientology. That we can go ahead and do.
Well, I didn't see that. The show that came out with Leah Remini.
I watched a couple episodes. Yeah, they're pretty messed up.
Yeah,
they're pretty messed up. But
everyone knew that though about Scientology.
Well, listen, if you want to come out and visit, we can go to the Deseret bookstore. Right over here.
Yeah, I'm sure you have those over there. Is it a big one over there?
We have a ton of them, dude.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Like this, I can drive you around. You'll be like, am I still in Utah?
I bet.
I'm not even kidding. It's that big.
Jeez.
I could probably, because I'm so close to the temple, the price of my house is probably higher. I'd probably sell it higher to somebody because I'm close to the temple.
Yeah, if you sell it to a member, yeah.
Absolutely. Because I can see the temple.
Yeah. Wow, nice. So, I mean, they're nice to look at. The temples, I gotta admit, they're nice to look at. But at the same time, why are you spending so much money on temples? Right. And you don't even see the inside. It is like really,
garish.
Really.
It's garish.
Yeah. And I mean, it's whew. And they always, so in LDS, they always call the Catholic Church the whore of Babylon or something like that, because they sold out, and they always have in their one of the first books of Book of Mormon about the great and this great church that's really just like fake, and that's all adorned in jewels and gold and stuff like that. I'm like, are you sure you're not talking about yourself?
Yeah, you might want to take a look around for a minute.
Yeah. And you know what? Here's another thing. So they said, so you have to pay 10% of tithing, right? And they have a lot.
But isn't that in Catholicism too? Is it 10%?
It's in Catholicism as well. So I'm not saying that it's just LDS, but I think it's just the way they spend it is a little different. I guess same but different. So it's very interesting here. So in Temple Square, that's where the main the Salt Lake Temple is. That's like one of the main temples. They opened the City Creek Center. It's a mall, right?
Yeah.
Guess who funded that and bought that? It was
imagine.
Yeah, it was It was LDS. So you have a marketplace right by the temple. I think that I've heard a story where Jesus was really pissed about marketplaces near temples.
Right, right.
So,
But them whores of Babylon.
yeah, and they spent all this like it was like it was like millions of dollars. Like it was not cheap.
But that's not much to them, really.
No, it's not. But like that could have been used for donating to helping people to do this, to do that. And
they're helping people spend more money on the stores there.
I don't know. You mean they're trying to bring tourism to I guess to Salt Lake, I guess, but I don't know. I just don't. They could have found a better place, and I don't even think it was their business to do that. Though it's like your church. Why are you opening a mall? Right. So it's like
can.
Yeah, they can. And their first thing is the profit
bookstore, right?
No, there's one there. There's one there. Yeah. There's their profit and a whole bunch so in LDS they have the prophet and then they have his counselors and then they have like the 12 apostles. I think a lot of them were there for the ribbon cutting and they're like, let's go shopping. It's like a really stupid thing. He's like, this is coming from the prophet. Like that's
what Jesus said. He's like, I need a new handbag. Let's go
exactly. So I find a lot of things like that is just ridiculous. So
it's like with anything. Usually the one who's guilty of something is pointing a finger at somebody else saying they did it.
Yeah.
And that's like 101 of like taking, I don't know, it's called something and I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's when you're doing it, but you project it on somebody else.
Yeah, it's like reflecting. It's redirecting. So
right. There's a name for it though, and I can't.
Yeah.
I can't think of it, but that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
No doubt.
Yeah, and they just don't handle anything well. Like, So I'm not sure if you heard you have LDS friends over there or people you know at least. There's a story about a person called Joseph Bishop. He was like the president of the MTC, which is the missionary.
MTV? No wonder that place sucks. They don't play good shows.
I don't know how good it would be if it was run by LDS. But he was.
There'd be zombies, but no sex.
Yeah, exactly. You could shoot and blow off anybody's head, but God forbid, you show any like shoulder action.
As long as you could rub up against each other, as long as you have your underwear on.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah. Oh baby. But yeah, it just.
Go ahead. The MTC.
Oh, it was just a story about like Joseph Bishop. It's basically the story about the MTC president. MTC stands for Missionary Training Center. So this is where all the new young recruits go. Very young girls go there. So it ends up being.
Are we talking like 12, 13 or younger?
Oh no. They're like 18 or 19, but they're still impressionable, right? They're not children, but they're not. They're just, especially in Mormon culture, right? They can't really date to like 16 or 17, right? So that happens to be like this guy Joseph Bishop. He was the Joseph Bishop. He was the president of the MTC, I think, and it kind of leaked out that there's a story about one of the survivors of this. So what he did was he kind of had new missionaries, like the sisters, go to this room, and he'd basically sexually assault them. Like, and they said like a lot of reports say that it was like a porn room where they show them like pornography and stuff like that. And like, but this is how this came about. Is one of the sisters that this happened to. She came back and confronted him and said, "Remember this? You did this to me." Yeah. And he's like, "Oh yeah." he said he admits it, but like he also admits it to like, oh, maybe because he says like, oh yeah, you were that person. Like, nope. And like, oh no, you were that person. Like, nope. That meaning that he's done this to a lot of people.
Right.
So and like
Then the cops came and he was like, "No, I swear, it was just zombie movies."
It was Game of Thrones that made me do it. Yeah, so that's the thing going on now, and like the problem is the person who put him in that position is the current prophet that just got.
There's no higher than him. I'm assuming the prophet.
No, there's no one higher. Oh, except for the God, Jesus, and whatever. But like on this earth, yeah.
And that's the head of all the Mormons everywhere, or just in Utah?
Nope, everywhere around the world.
So he lives in Utah, the head of everything.
Oh yeah.
So the Pope of Mormonism.
Yep. He's in Utah. A lot of the people in the kind of in the higher ups are in Utah. They kind of have to be.
Does he own a planet yet?
No, but I'm sure. So here's another thing that a lot of people might not know of. Are you familiar with second anointing?
It sounds familiar, but go ahead.
So what that is, it's not a lot of people know this, but not even members. But they say that they've stopped doing it, but I really don't think so. There's still reports that it's still some now. But basically what happens is that, so second anointing is when someone from the first presidency or someone high above, like apostle or one of those, like really high up, they'll go to you, or maybe one of the core members, they'll go to you and give you a second anointing. Basically, they'll do like what Jesus did and wash your feet and stuff like that. What this signifies is that basically whatever you do on earth from that point on doesn't matter because you're already in heaven. You already got your ticket. So you could go kill somebody, you'll still go to heaven. So so a lot of people have like some people, I'm not saying a lot of people, but some people have this. The problem is that it's usually indicative of how much you tithed, how much money you gave the church. That's a lot. Like for instance, the bishop for each ward, it's almost like a ward is like a.
I know what a ward is.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So a bishop of each ward, that's usually chosen by the highest tithing person,
right,
in that ward.
Money talks, baby.
That's right, and that's you just find all this crap out later, and yeah, I'm sure people will hear this and kind of get, it's like, oh, that's all hearsay, whatever. But like, it's like, okay, fine, I could see like things here and there being okay, maybe that's not exactly totally true, but like that's and that they usually relate this to shelf breaking. Like you have a whole bunch of little things, your shelf starts going like this. No matter if it's, like there's got to be some truth to that, and
right,
and you just eventually just like it's not worth it. And you're just your shelf just breaks, and you're like, I'm out. So
unless you have a lot of money, then you stay in.
Yeah, if you're not, and that's another thing too. You have a lot of money. And it just gets better from there, because once you're up high enough, you get a salary. These are not, they always say, oh, we don't pay our clergy, whatever. You mean only under a certain level. Yeah. After a certain level, they get salary. They get like $100,000 a year at least. And not to mention
to wash people's feet.
Well, no, not that, but like someone in that position would be like, they would have a high salary. Their housings gets paid for. So they
could be married, obviously, too, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, at that point, yeah. So when to be at a certain point, you have to be kind of married. Actually, to be a bishop, you have to be married as well, I think. So, but yeah, so I guess that's one of the like requirements. See, you usually have to be married. But yeah, you get salary, but they. You don't know this right away when they're trying to convert you. They always say, "Oh, our clergy is not paid." Okay, that's great, but up to a certain point, like then they pay you. Like so right. So it's not, they're not all volunteers. So
Again, it's that Slytherin double talk.
Yeah.
It's like, all right. So basically, what you're telling me is, when you come to visit, you're gonna wash my feet, and I can go kill
No,
them.
no, I'm not gonna wash your feet. Wash your own darn feet.
I'll be like, I'll tell my wife, wash my feet, and I can go rob a bank, babe.
Yeah.
And when they like get on the ground, I'll be like, my feet are clean, motherfucker. I don't need to.
Yeah, you can't put me in jail because I got my ticket.
I got my ticket. Yeah, your ticket to a cell, motherfucker. Yeah, but we got a ton of wards. Like out here, you could stand at one ward and throw a stone at another.
That's interesting. I didn't know your area though. Like your area. I'm trying not to say the area because just in case someone wants to
please.
Crazy. But like, and I didn't know your area was that was popular. I mean, I knew Arizona was popular in general with Mormons, but like I didn't know it was like. It seems like it's concentrated in your area.
Gilbert probably has 20 wards in it.
Great, thanks. I'm not trying not to say where you live. And
yeah, but you know what? If they look at my business.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, nobody wants to come here. Trust me. But yeah, Gilbert has a lot of. Where we have a lot of. I have one right in my community, like right in my little. Arizona, you live in HOA communities. There's a lot of HOA communities.
It's like similar to Florida, then. Okay.
Yeah. So ours, you're gonna love this. Again, where we have our meetings, like our HOA meetings, is at the war at that church. That's where they.
Oh, right. That's right. You told me. Yes.
Yeah, and it's right on the corner. I could walk there. It's not close.
Wow.
And then and just when you think like there's enough, they build more. I mean, there's another one right next to the temple.
Oh yeah, that's yeah, right. That's given. They always have to have a church right next to the temple. So. And
then there's another one right down the street from that.
Wow. So it's pretty concentrated, yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Jeez Louise. So Sundays you always see them walking around in their white shirts and suits, huh?
All the time. All the time. You know what's going down.
Yeah.
They're wearing their colors.
You should see, I was still a member when I moved here, and I went for general conference. I'm not sure if you know what that is, but it's just like there's two major quote unquote meetings, and in Salt Lake here for LDS members, and a lot of people go. So I actually went like to Salt Lake to general conference. That's a sight to see when the whole city like just shuts down because a whole bunch of people in suits are walking. Like that's crazy.
It looks like a UFO landed and the men in black are there.
Yeah, basically. And like an army of men in blacks. Yeah. Man.
Yeah, if you open up a tie shop here, you do really well.
Really? Why tie?
I'm saying because they wear suits.
I thought you meant I must be hungry because I thought Thailand, like a Thai food place. I'm hungry.
Yeah, do real well with Thai food out here.
I'm like, do members like Thai food?
Is that something I missed when I was there?
Yeah, it's like I should have stayed on for a little bit just for the food.